Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to the Scrap 5 challenge for the month of May. That's where we all use the same 5 items to create our layout. And the 5 items this month is use this sketch, which will be shown next, a throwback item like decor scissors or something else you haven't used in years, stencil, torn paper, and ribbon. And this is a sketch we'll be using today, and it is by Sketches in Time, Rochelle Spears. I'm going to scrap those 2 photos of Hope. And there's my throwback item. It's called a Making Memories Tag Maker. And my stencil. I've got 2 Tim Holtz alphas that I'm going to be using, a bunch of scraps, and some ribbon. And I absolutely planned on using that arrow punch, but I forget. It does not make it on the layout at all. I remembered the torn paper after I already had cut out this frame to use. So my torn paper is very low profile, but I will do it 4 times just to make up for not having that much that's actually torn. The paper I'm using besides the white cardstock is from I believe, 4 different summer uh, collections from Echo Park. Ones I've gotten over the years. I made the outer square and now the inner one, and you can see the little tiny torn places there. And next, I think I'm gonna do the stenciling. I should have done it before I put that square down, but I forgot, and it didn't actually hit me. I just happened to see the stencil. Oh my goodness, I forgot that. So I am going to try to line this cardstock up so that my tumbled glass ink don't get in the wrong places. And I succeed. I don't think there's any on there. I'm looking at it. I don't see any. But it would have been nice to thought of it before I put that square on there. And of course, I used liquid glue. The sketch shows it at an angle from the bottom left corner to the upper right, but they have half a circle up on the top. I'm going to end up using a whole one because of my tag maker, and I didn't want to cut the metal in half. I think my Tim Holtz scissors could have done it, but I just didn't want that ragged, sharp edge in my layouts and my scrapbook. Since I have that diagonal stripe behind the photos, I decided to go ahead and have 3 mats on there, so my photos do have 3. Oh, and there I use the template that comes with the tag maker, and you make your circles, and then you have to cut them out by hand. I did not have punches back when I bought this, but I tried all my punches. None were the right size, so I still had to use the little template. One of the things to put on there is ribbon. So I am putting ribbon on top of this. At first I was worried that it wouldn't slide into the slot on the tool, but it does all right. I figured I'd just do it over again and take the ribbon off and figure out another place to put the ribbon. But it fit in there just fine. Well, it was tiny, tiny bit snug, but it fit just fine. And so I was able to make my tags. The rings have a little bit of curve on them to start with. So you've got to kind of tuck your paper down into it and go around the circle. And then you just put it in there and it flattens it out and tightens it all up for you. And it has circle ones. It has ones that's shaped like tags, square ones. Well, had. I don't know if it's still available or not, but those are the ones that I personally have. And I even have glitter ones. So, yeah, there is a variety for them. The banner that goes across the center of the sketch is kind of more narrow in the center. But I've got a long title, and that's where I plan on putting my title. So I did not make mine more narrow in the center. I just made it straight across. And you will notice after I get done putting my title on there, my pictures will be moved a little bit because I needed just a little bit more room on it. I added that light green paper. It is pink on the other side, and I am using that same pink for part of my title. So I needed a different color, but it wasn't showing up super great on the blue. So I added the light green. And my title is When My Favorite Smile Sneaks into Pouting Practice. Hope was pouting, and she was practicing. They have what they call this puppy pout ever since the girls was small because Charlie would have this puppy pout. And it wasn't really the pout that got me. It was the eyes. But somehow or another it got the name of puppy pout. So she was practicing it, but she couldn't help smiling in the middle of it because she wasn't very serious. But she was practicing so that when she did get serious, she'd have it down pat. To get her way. Yeah, that's what the puppy pout's all about. It's to talk somebody into doing something for you that they first said no on. I pulled out those, I think they're Bella Boulevard stickers, and I'm going to use a few of them. They are about food though, so some of them would not work on this layout at all. But I used happy, playful, sweet, and loving. And the loving has several colors on it. But yeah, I was wanting something to put in my circle so I could have like a little cluster on each circle and have them all decorated. I had bought some rings one time that were these same rings basically, and they were decorated. And I would, instead of leaving them like they were, I'd add to it. So then every time since then, when I use these circle tags, I want to decorate them. So that's what I'm doing here. And I had to work with the ribbon on there. And so I decided I'd run a little phrase or word sticker across there. I didn't end up getting any phrases out. I did look, because that's the first thing that went through my mind, but all I got was words because I seen these and I thought, oh, that'll go great. The yellow will go great, and all those other little colors on there. So that's how this one ended up on there. And I fussy cut some flowers out of one of the papers. Well, you can see it there over there on the left. And I am adding them to each one of those clusters. And I cut enough that I can add some down there to the title too. And back when I was using this tool, and the rings, you don't know how many times I wished that I had three sizes on the rings instead of two. But I try to decorate one of them a little bigger. See how I have the flowers hanging over? So that it looks like maybe it's a little bit bigger. But yeah, years later, here I am still doing the same thing with it, trying to make it look a little bigger, even though it's not. But the little area is. Oh, and if y'all noticed on the packaging, well, in the packaging, some of them were colored and not all silver. So silver, glittered, and colored, I think, are the ones I bought. I there might be others, but they're the ones I bought. I am putting the tabs. The original layout has one tab over the top of the photo. I am going to put two and have them layered and use the same colors that I have down there on my banner. And of course, another one of the layered little stickers. And that's the one that says playful. And I decided I needed one more little flower to go there, but I am not done fussy cutting. I will decide I need some little flowers in the two outer uh, torn paper places, and add a couple little flowers peeking out from there. But I'll think I'm done when I'm putting the enamel dots on there. But I kept looking at them and thought, oh, I need something there. So they will be super tiny since my tears are super tiny. And since my little area has got that rainbow diagonal stripe, and so does that one word loving, I decided since they were in rainbow colors that I was going to use rainbow colors for the enamel dots too, so I am using 3 different colors, the navy blue, yellow, and the pink. And here's where I'm cutting out these little, tiny flowers and putting them, well, I'm kind of tucking them in, so I do have to use that little spatula looking thing and lift it up a little bit because it is glued so I can tuck them in. And I had to use the tweezers too. There wasn't no way I was going to tuck them in with my fingers. And so, yeah, the tweezers work pretty good. But while I am doing that, I want to remind you that there are links below for about everybody else that is doing the Scrap 5 this month. And there might be somebody doing it on Instagram. And if you'd like to do it and post your picture on Instagram, use hashtag Scrap5. But yeah, super cute sketch, a lot of fun doing it. And of course, the list of 5, a couple of which things, gave me a little bits of trouble. I had a hard time deciding which tool. I have lots of tools that I haven't used in a long time. And this one I've thought about. I just haven't used it in a long time. So yeah, it finally got out and it got used. Put down there below if you have ever owned this tool or even remember it. But I did use all 5 items from the list on my layout. I used the sketch, the throwback item, the stencil, the torn paper, and the ribbon. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those who already are, thank you so much. And thank you all very much for watching my video today. I appreciate that too. Because I do know that there are plenty of other videos you could be watching. But have a happy scrappy week. Have fun on the hop. Pull out an old throwback item to use on your layout too. Bye.